Hey guys, what's going on? Joel here, and welcome to Back in the Day. So it has been a good 2 or 3 weeks since my last unboxing, and to say that things in my life have been busy would be a massive understatement. Oh wow. Work-wise, I've been working a crap ton, and by a crap ton I mean like a lot. Last week, not last week, the week before, I put in 86 hours at work. I pulled like 4 doubles, worked my day off. So, yeah, a lot of hours worked, but the paycheck was well worth it. So, finally, I debated. I just really wasn't feeling it today, but I was like, you know what? I really need to. I got to force myself to get a video put out. Not so much force myself, but I knew that I would feel better if I did one, and I was really kind of debating as to what I wanted to do. And I thought, you know what? I kind of feel like unboxing Astyanax, and I think it was a video I'd seen on YouTube where it was mentioned, and that was kind of like, what had, I guess, kind of prompted me to decide, I think I will do this one. There was actually a story that kind of went along with Astyanax, and something seems vaguely familiar, like I may have told the story, but I don't remember, and I'm not going to go back through and watch all of my videos to see if I had told the story, so I'll tell the story again with this, and if it's been repeated, I apologize. This is a game that I became familiar with through my best friend Mike. Actually, it was spring break of 1991. His mom got him this game for whatever the reason. He came over. That was actually a very interesting spring break for me. I think, like I had said before, it was in Catholic. It was my first year of Catholic school. Not a fun year. If you refer back to my Remembering the Christmas of 1990, not much had changed in the couple of months thereafter from the Christmas. So, I mean, things still kind of sucked at home. Things still sucked at school. But one of the things that was very interesting about my first year of 7th grade is, see, I did not apply myself. I'm not a stupid individual by any stretch of the imagination. I'm actually, a fairly intelligent guy. At least I'd like to think so. Typically, most idiots think that they're really smart. No, actually, my parents, my mom at one point had thought that I had suffered from like a learning disability, so she had me tested for like dyslexia and all sorts of other learning disabilities, and they actually found that I was gifted. I just was lazy and didn't apply myself. So I was content at school if I got an F. I was like, I don't care. I didn't want to redo it. Sister Ann, my 7th grade teacher, she was a nun, hence the name Sister Ann, was very infamous for saving up all of your back work that you either failed, didn't get a passing grade on, or didn't turn in, and right before break, like literally right before break, which what kid wants to do this? She would hand out a paper with every single assignment that you did not do. And it was your job over that week to finish the assignments. So I got sent home I had all my books and my checklist of all of the papers that I had to redo. I remember, like, you would turn a paper in and she would write like CM on the top of it, meaning correct mistakes. What kid wants to do that? And like I said, especially during a week off, you want to have fun. The whole point of having a vacation is to be away from school, not to bring it home with you. So I bullshitted my way through I don't know how many different assignments. I mean, I would just write in random answers for math stuff. I literally could have put, 38 plus 4 equals chair. I didn't care what it was. I wanted to get it done so I could play, because the agreement between me and my parents was as soon as I was done, I could have my Nintendo and I could play my games. So I didn't give a rat's ass what was correct and what wasn't. I just did it. So it was towards the end of the week. I remember it was like a Sunday, actually. Sunday afternoon, and my buddy Mike comes over, and he had this game with him. And, we go up to my room, and we're just having a hell of a good time playing this. This is honestly, like, as shitty as the box art is, the game itself is fantastic. It is a really, really fun game. Another one of those Nintendo games that falls into the, you can't judge a book by its cover. I mean, it looks stupid. Literally, look how ridiculous that looks. But I'll be damned, it's a super fun game. But the story that goes along with it was, and this is where, like, I love this game. It's still, like, it's one of those games that you have good memories and bad memories of. So I remember we're up in my room, and my dad calls me down, and he says, "Hey, I need you to get all of your schoolwork together that you had done over this week. I want to look over it." And instantly, my stomach just turns into a knot, and I had a panic attack, and I'm like, oh man, I'm busted. So I go upstairs, and I gather all my stuff up, and Mike is still up there playing Nintendo, and I bring it down, and my dad's looking over at me, and he looks at my mom, and he looks at the paper, and then back at me, and to say that my dad was pissed would be an understatement. He was like, we trusted you, you pulled the wool over our eyes. He looks at my mom, and he says, you need to take Michael home. And so that was, and I, if I remember correctly, which actually I am remembering correctly, I did not get my Nintendo back. I lost my Nintendo privileges until I think maybe the end of June, beginning of July. And now keep in mind, this was like maybe April was when this event had occurred. So that was a long time I went without my Nintendo. So that was definitely a learning experience for me. But it was one of those experiences, like I said, where it was a great memory, bad memory, like bad memory surrounding a great game. If that makes any sense. So I think I'll go ahead. That's the story that goes with Astyanax, and I did have fun when Mike was up because he found the code from Nintendo Power that made you invincible. And I mean, this game is hard without the code. It is a brutal game. But fun nonetheless. I never knew whether never knew. I've heard it pronounced Jalico. I always pronounced it Jalico. Not really sure which is which, but I was really happy to get this into my collection. It was one that I had wanted for quite some time. I've had it for quite a few years now, and I did play through it a few years back. Actually, right after I got it. I mean, I've had this for a while. Return to the Age of Myths, Magic, Demons, and Dragons. Yeah, you play as Astyanax, and as I recall, you get sucked into this world by Trixie, I think is her name, this little pixie thing. But you have to save the princess, and in the end, Cutie, I think that was her name, Cutie. And she becomes a human in the end. And she becomes your girlfriend. That's really sweet. But I don't want to make this video any longer than what it has to be. But I mean, that is part of the back in the day brand, is the back in the day stories. And I do know that this is not 100% complete because I'm missing inserts and I have the wrong sleeve. I apologize about the lighting. The sun was out a little while ago, and then it just started storming, and it's a little overcast. So I do apologize. So here's the card itself. Still pretty nice, nice clean label. And let's take a look at the instruction manual. Yeah, here's the You are Astyanax, a 16-year-old student at Greenview High, and you haven't had a whole lot of sleep lately. Remlia, that was the name of the fantasy world that you get sucked into. Yeah. Gotta love the Japanime art style. Princess Rosewood. Blackthorn, that was the name of the... looks like something out of Castlevania, actually. Thorn Dog. I always thought that was really funny. Oh my. It's been a weird day, honestly, guys. It's been a crazy day. Good, but just weird. I'm in a weird mood, I guess. I got to go into work tonight at midnight. Hopefully I get some sleep before then. Which I'm sure I will. Honestly, like after working, I pulled 2 doubles last week. After working that much, it's like you start kind of getting, I don't want to say burnt out, but it's I mean, pulling 2 16-hour shifts back to back it takes its toll. So here, like your life meter, your spell meter, your power gauge, things like that. And it was cool. I mean, you had you could pick up different weapons. I mean, you started off with I think it was it the sword or was it the axe? I remember the spear was less than it looked more like a weird kind of club thing. And you had like 3 different spells you could choose from, or you could pick up anyways. But I mean, it was a really cool game. And here, like the screenshots. I mean, Astyanax was a pretty buff teenager. Taking care of your Jalico game. Jalico. I don't even know. So, yeah, I wish I had some of the inserts for this. I don't know what all inserts there were. I'm sure Good Vibe will let me know. But that's it for that. I do have some more videos on the horizon that I'm going to be doing. I want to do a response to Ron Man Gaming's video, his top 5 most expensive SNES games. Probably going to do mine for the NES. Possibly could be a mixture of both. In terms of like my most expensive games. I'm going to have a recent pickups video coming up probably next week. I've got 1 game in transit from New Jersey that I'm waiting on. So that ought to be here tomorrow or Friday, and then sometime next week I should get to a recent pickups video. Got some other stuff. I've got a video for Retro Death that I wanted to do, just kind of dedicated specifically to him, with some cool like actual back in the day stuff that is connected to him. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, until probably next week. Like I said, I want to do the recent pickups video next week once I have everything. I've acquired quite a bit over the past month or so since my last video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this very quick unboxing, long story video. A very happy Memorial Day to those of you who are going to be celebrating it this upcoming weekend. Luckily enough for me, I'll actually finish up at 8 in the morning on Memorial Day. I'm gonna come home, get a little bit of sleep, and then I got a buddy of mine coming over, and we're gonna cook out and have a couple beers and eat some good food, and that'll be it. So until the next video, guys, you take it easy.